If you're turning bearish because the price movement of Bitcoin is getting this rejection at this major resistance box and we didn't reach the 70,000 US dollars, yes guys, you're not bullish enough, because I'm going to show you why I believe that this is just a major trap to get all of this liquidity, because we've seen a lot of manipulation within this major range in the sideways consolidation for the previous 7 months. And yes guys, who profited from this major manipulation and this major dumps towards the downside? Yes, first of all, the market makers who caught all of this liquidity, but yes, these major institutions and those whales who accumulated exactly here, they've been making profit, while all the other retail investors, they've been selling their coins at these fearful moments. And yes guys, they're going to rebuy all the way at the top, and a lot of people once again will think that the price movement of Bitcoin is going to dump significantly lower, but I do believe this is just a major trap to get all of this liquidity. So we're going to look at the news and we're going to look at the major retracement levels, and why I do expect that this is going to be a fast move with a major break towards the upside, because the lower we're going to go, guys, the more explosive this major next move for Bitcoin is going to be. So if you want to find out what is going to happen in the immediate short term, make sure to watch the video until the end, smash up the like button and subscribe. And now let's directly start with today's content. And guys, if you want to trade all of these moves, go down in the video description below and sign up to BloFin, where you first of all receive a major deposit bonus. And yes guys, you can also join my free signal group if you sign up with my BloFin link. But most importantly guys, if you don't know how to trade, make sure to watch this video, my step-by-step tutorial how to trade over on BloFin, how to buy cryptocurrencies on the spot market, or even how to trade all of these moves on the leverage market. So yes, let's go directly over into the weekly chart, because overall guys, a lot of people will turn extremely bearish after the price movement of Bitcoin got this major rejection. Actually, I don't believe that this is going to be a major retracement, but we're going to look at the levels. And yes guys, first of all, we can see the 13 moving average, which gives us the indication, are we in a bullish or even in a bearish trend, is all the way down here. So even if the price movement would dump all the way back down here, this wouldn't be the end of the world, because ultimately guys, the more we're going to dump lower into these regions, the more these institutions are going to accumulate. And yes guys, if you're selling any of your cryptocurrencies at these major retracements instead of buying, you're selling all of your Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies to these major institutions, and they're going to profit on your behalf, because once again, if you don't have the conviction to buy at these major retracement levels or even at these major dumps, you won't have the conviction if the price movement once again comes all the way back down here, because you're going to think that the price is going to dump even lower. But ultimately guys, I do believe that we're going to turn around within the next few days, and that this is going to mark the absolute low, and we're going to look at the worst case scenario. So guys, let's go down on the even lower time frames on the daily chart of Bitcoin. Because yes, I posted this in my free Telegram group, that I believe that the 13 moving average, this white line, the average price movement of the previous 13 days of Bitcoin, is going to hold a significant support. And yes guys, we can see that exactly this level where the price movement of Bitcoin is at the moment is going to be significant support, because this was previous resistance exactly here. And if we're going to zoom out, this is going to be a major level, because the price movement of Bitcoin within the previous 7 months had a lot of support and also resistance exactly within this major level. So yes, I do believe this is going to be strong support, and like I mentioned in my free Telegram group, that if we're going to get this dump towards the downside, that we're going to see a fast move all the way to the 65,000 US dollars, this previous resistance, and also this downward sloping trend, and if we're going to see a fast recovery all the way back up to catch all of this liquidity, because once again, a lot of people will short the market, and here's some major liquidity. Because if we go on the weekly chart of Bitcoin, yes guys, a lot of short positions have been accumulating here, and if we're going to look at the heat map of Bitcoin, here's a lot of liquidity. So I think the most amount of interest for all these market makers is going to be this major liquidity, that we're going to see this fast move all the way back up. And yes, I do believe that this is going to be a volatile move. if the price movement of Bitcoin is going to break the previous all-time high, we could expect that the price is going to see a fast move towards downside, and all of these market makers and major institutions, they're going to try to manipulate you because you're going to think once again this is a high and you're going to sell into this major parabolic run which is about to start exactly here. Because yes, this is only the beginning of this next major parabolic run towards the upside. We have looked at a lot of stats, but let's go over to the latest news. Yes, this bull run hasn't even started. Look at the accumulation for the latest bull run and notice the topping process. Look at 2017 and now look at today. And yes guys, 2017 we had this major run towards the upside, this parabolic run which led into the major all-time high. And yes guys, we could see that all these whales, they have been dumping all the way down here, and the whale accumulation has hit a low exactly here. And yes, then the bear market started. All these whales started to accumulate exactly at the bottom, all the way to this parabolic run, and once again the all-time high of 2022 was hit, and we could see that the whale accumulation was all the way down here. And if we're going to look at the whale accumulation, yes guys, the whale accumulation is at an all-time high. This means that we're exactly here. Once again, everything perfectly lines up and history doesn't repeat but it rhymes, and we could expect this major parabolic run towards the upside, because only if we're going to see that the whale accumulation is going to dump all the way back down to these lows, that we could expect that the bull market top is in. So yes guys, we're only at the beginning of a major parabolic run towards the upside. And why should you buy Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies? To protect your wealth? Let's go over to the next news. The staggering pace of new debt, and yes guys, we can see that governments around the world and central banks, they're printing money. And yes, this debases the fiat currencies, your currencies that you're holding in the banks. And if we're going to look at this chart, it took 221 years for the United States to create the first 20 trillion of national debt in this major time period. But exactly within this box, we can see that we added another 12 trillion in debt in the last 5 years. And if we're going to look at this chart, this is a parabolic breakout towards the upside, and this will continue, this major parabolic run, and this will debase all of the fiat currencies. Yes, this is going to devaluate your hard-earned money, and I don't know what you can do to save yourself from this major debasement. I actually do not have a clue what you can buy to save all of your wealth from this major debasement. Yes, Bitcoin or any type of cryptocurrencies, because you have this major opportunity guys to get in before this major parabolic run towards the upside. So if you don't own any cryptocurrencies, go down in the video description below and sign up to BloFin or even Bybit, where you receive a major deposit bonus and where you can buy cryptocurrencies on the spot market. And the next step is going to be pause this video, smash up the like button and subscribe, activate the bell notification so that you get notified if I upload a new video, and most importantly guys, go down in the video description below and sign up to my free Telegram group where I always keep you up to date. But let's carry on. So yes, I do believe that this is just a major trap, and that we could expect that the price movement of Bitcoin is going to come all the way back down to the 65,000 US dollars being the worst case scenario. But I could expect that the price movement of Bitcoin is going to close the daily candle back above this 13 moving average, and that this was just a major liquidity grab to catch all of these bears, because at the moment guys, I do really believe that the price movement of Bitcoin is not going to give the market this major dump towards the downside. Too many people are going to scoop up Bitcoin here, and guess what? The overall market and all these market makers, they don't want to give you a special invitation saying, hey, get in the crypto market, open longs, because we're going to give you this awesome signal where you exactly know to enter the crypto market here, because you could expect this major pump all the way to the elections and essentially all the way to 100,000 US dollars. No, it is going to give you the wrong signals that you're going to sell your cryptocurrencies at these fearful moments where you should actually be accumulating not only Bitcoin, any type of cryptocurrencies. And if you want to find out which top cryptocurrencies on the Solana network you should accumulate, guys, make sure to watch my previous video where I give you 3 coins that are in a major narrative that could have a major breakout towards the upside. So guys, be prepared for this next major bull run, because ultimately guys, I do expect that Solana is going to break this downward sloping trend, and that we could expect this fast move all the way to the 200 US dollars. But essentially guys, we can see a lot of bullish news for Solana. Not only that the ecosystem is growing with all these meme coins, because over on X we can see Solana has hit the highest weekly real economic value activity in history. More network activity means more demand for Solana as it's used for fees and staking. Historic highs in economic value attract bullish investors, driving up the price, and increased activity could spark new partnerships, fueling long-term growth. You're not bullish enough, and yes, I believe that Solana is going to have this major run towards the upside, and not only Solana, but all the coins on the Solana network are going to see a major potential, because keep in mind, we're going to see the shift if Bitcoin is going to break the 80,000 US dollars or even the 100,000 US dollars. We're going to see this diversification from the large cap coins into the mid cap coins, and essentially also in the low cap coins. So ultimately guys, we're going to see that some of these coins are going to make it easy 5, 10 or even 100x within this next bull cycle. So be prepared for this major breakout, and don't be fooled from this major dump that we are seeing in the markets, because ultimately I believe that the worst case for Bitcoin is going to be the 65,000 US dollars, which perfectly lines up with this downward sloping trend, the major psychological and previous resistance at 65,000 US dollars, the 100 moving average, and if we're going to draw the Fibonacci retracement level from the previous dump all the way to the swing high, then we can see it perfectly lines up with a 61.8 Fibonacci retracement level. But ultimately my bullish case is going to be that the daily candle is going to close above the 13 daily moving average, which once again perfectly lines up with a 38.2, and that this was just a major liquidity grab, and that we could expect this explosive move towards the upside. So yes, be one step ahead, and it's not about timing the market, it is about time in the market, and we could expect this parabolic breakout towards the upside. And don't be fooled from the short-term volatility, because ultimately, even if the price movement of Bitcoin comes lower, this is going to give you this major opportunity to accumulate and to save your wealth from this major monetary debasement. But most importantly guys, dollar cost average and make sure to be for crypto, and we see each other in the next video.